All right, this is the fourth installment of the Gut Health Restored series. And today we're going to talk about carbohydrate digestion. So, how do you know you have a carbohydrate problem? Well, number one, they're fermenting in your bowels. And we got to support your body to break them down so they don't ferment. Because if they're fermenting, it means that there's bacteria eating your food for you and then releasing gases. And we don't want to feed any pathogenic bacteria any more than we need. And so we want to make sure you're digesting the carbs and not them. So let's go down further. You can see more information about carbohydrate digestion and how there are complex carbohydrates entering into our bodies through our diet, right? And we want to be able to break those down. You can be receiving fiber, you can be receiving it in the form of certain vegetables. Okay, so you can see a little bit more information. And then this here talks about certain enzymes that break down carbohydrates. So amylase is actually starting to be released in your saliva as you chew your foods. And so we're starting to break down the starches. I remember in the 7th grade, we would spit out in a test tube all of the saliva that contained amylase, and we would put a little piece of a potato to confirm that it would eventually break down and digest. So for any of you who took 7th grade science class, you should remember that experiment. You can remember everybody spitting to the vial, right? And there are also lactase enzymes. So lactase, anytime you see an enzyme that ends in ase, right? That's how you know lactase will break down lactose, which is a milk sugar. Okay, and lactose or lactase, when in conjunction with certain probiotics, can be very helpful and beneficial for maintaining a balanced gut flora so we can avoid certain bacterial overgrowths or parasitic overgrowths, mold or fungal overgrowths in the bowel. So we want to make sure we have good probiotics as well as good digestive enzymes breaking down our carbs for us. Now, if you don't digestive carbs, the bacteria surely will. So we can go down further. Here's what you could potentially develop if you have problems with undigested carbohydrates. You may get undigested vegetable matter. So I've seen corn in my stool before. What does that mean? Oh, I had some pancreatic enzyme insufficiencies going on, right? I wasn't digesting it properly. May have some issues with the bowels, may have some gas that's not really foul in odor. So gas without an odor is indicative of carbohydrate digestion challenges. In the previous video, you remember that if there was an odor, it might be more related to protein digestion issues. There could also be a history of small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, also known as SIBO, right? This is on the rise where individuals are having more bloating, more gas, and then we find that the gut flora is so imbalanced, and carbohydrates love to feed bacteria. So keep that in mind. If you have a sugar craving, it could be a bacteria sending your brain the signal to say, go eat more sugar and feed us, right? More simple carbohydrates. Okay, you might have some brain fog, feelings of anxiety, etc. So what do I like for this? I'm going to just jump straight down to it. I love digestive enzymes coming from multizyme, which is rich in pancreatic enzymes, as well as enzymes coming from such as bromelain and papain coming from specific foods. So multizyme is a great formula for digestive enzymes. And before in previous videos, you saw that we talked about Enzacor. Enzacor also has some enzymes to break down carbohydrates. So you don't necessarily need to have both. You can either do the Enzacor or take the multizyme and dose accordingly, and then just start to slowly bring down your carbohydrate intake down below, as little as possible. We want to really focus on eating foods that are building our bodies, like protein and fats, and all three, proteins, fats, and carbs, we can make energy out of all of them. Okay, so you have some information about, and here's another herbal formula that I really like. It's called HiPep. It's actually got meadowsweet, chamomile, as well as deglycerized licorice. So we know that chamomile will stimulate actual digestion, peristalsis, calm our nervous system down, as well as chamomile has been proven to help with the thyroid function too. And the meadowsweet is also a good support to the digestion, but really there to help strengthen the gut lining. So oftentimes individuals who have a lot of bloating and inflammation in the bowels have a history of having symptoms related to leaky gut syndrome. So the meadowsweet is great for sealing that gut lining, especially. Also, there's another herbal formula called Golden Seal. We have it available as a tablet as well as a liquid. And Golden Seal, just remember that word seal. It seals the gut lining if there's any inflammation, and we want to make sure that the gut lining is held intact. Okay, and so we got meadowsweet, we got chamomile, and we have deglycerized licorice. Licorice has also been known to help restore health to the gut lining. That is another formula of mine that I love. HiPep, throwing that in with Enzacor or multizyme, it's going to support your digestion for handling carbohydrates. I hope this video is helpful. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.